Rick?
Hey, Diane.
You sucked at eating pie!
Just to be sure, this video contains spoilers. Although Rick and Morty Season 7, Episode 5, abruptly concluded the show's Rick Prime plot, the sitcom has no shortage of intriguing stories to continue. Rick and Morty began as an anarchic, humorous cartoon that ridiculed sci-fi and sitcom stereotypes. However, as the series progressed, Rick and Morty created its own shockingly dark canon, and the show's occasional episodes delving into Rick's background were more emotional than viewers imagined.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
This culminated in the Season 5 finale of Rick and Morty, which revealed Rick's terrible origin tale. Although they weren't always present, Rick's alcoholism, amorality, and misanthropy were actually a result of his wife's murder years earlier. Rick Prime, Rick's enemy, murdered his wife, and the character vowed to avenge her. Season 7 of Rick and Morty began with him on the hunt for the villain in between wacky interplanetary adventures. Season 7, Episode 5, Unmortised, however, changed everything when it abruptly murdered Rick Prime. This effectively concluded the show's longest and most significant storyline, leaving viewers to wonder what the rest of Rick and Morty Season 7 has in store for them. Season 7 of Rick and Morty may center on evil Morty. In Unmortrican, Rick only discovered Rick Prime because his latest effort to catch his foe unexpectedly interrupted evil Morty's seclusion.
Yeah, pal. Rick and Morty. 100 years. Forever.
As a character, evil Morty was lethally effective, and he was the one who eventually disarmed Rick Prime, allowing Rick to kill him. Evil Morty made it obvious that he is still a menace to Rick and Morty, which means that Rick and Morty's new primary antagonist could return in Season 7 if the duo ignores his warning and leaves him alone. Season 7 could revolve around Rick's reaction to Rick Prime's death. After Rick and Morty Season 7's Rick Prime narrative abruptly ended in the middle of the season, the most obvious thing for the program to do would be to follow Rick's reaction to this turn of events. This appears to be what the episode's grim ending implies, since the final moments of Unmortrican saw Rick returning to life with the Smith family while wearing a dazed, blank expression.
Really learned your lesson about chasing this guy. Hey man, you can leave now.
Rick is now without the driving force that defined his existence for decades, which means his entire demeanor may change in future episodes. Season 7 of Rick and Morty may revert to its original formula. While this isn't always a good thing, Rick and Morty Season 7 might now return to being a single episodic sitcom like its earlier seasons. Seasons 6 and 7 both featured a slew of lighter, goofier episodes inspired by Seasons 1 and 2, and knocking off Rick Prime makes it simpler than ever for the show to pursue these low-stakes themes. However, for fans who are invested in the show's overall plot, this may come as a disappointment. Supporting characters can be recentered by Rick and Morty. Although Rick and Morty Season 7, Episode 4 featured the complete Smith family in its plot, the episode remained a classic Rick and Morty adventure. Similarly, while one episode of Season 7 focused on Jerry's role in the show's ensemble, none of the episodes in the season have focused on the show's female characters. Space, Beth, and Summer Beth has rarely appeared in Season 7 so far, but Rick Prime's death may give them an opportunity to play a larger role in the future. Season 7 of Rick and Morty may highlight Rick's issues. Rick's recent poor behavior has been rationalized in part by his obsessive pursuit for Rick Prime. With the villain deceased, it becomes reasonable to refocus on his interpersonal issues. Although Rick and Morty Season 7 Episode 3 saw the return of his therapist, Dr. Wong, there's no reason why Rick can't conduct even more introspection in the coming episodes. It may not be the character's strong suit, but after the abrupt termination of a journey that has shaped his existence for years, Rick could benefit from this type of character work should he become a monster.